Welcome friends. Today, 20th May, Food and Agriculture Organization is celebrating the World Bee Day. Bee means honey bee. Not only honey bee, but all other insects, butterflies, bumblebees, even birds which pollinate our crops, food crops, fruit crops, spices. And without these pollinators, we can't think of food security. If we want, let there be bread everywhere for each mouth. And if we want to ensure the food security for the coming generations, if we want healthy lifestyle, as per the life mission, a lifestyle for environment, that requires the conservation of honey bees. In fact, 90% of our food crops, they depend on animal pollination, maybe bird pollination, ornithophily, maybe insect pollination, entomophily. Some, however, in case of cereals, we have or in case of pines and conifers, we have the anemophily. They are pollinated by wind. But still, the bee has very crucial role in the food security domain. So, Food and Agriculture Organization, the specialized agency of United Nations, which was founded way back in 16th October 1945 with headquarters at Rome in Italy, Europe. It celebrates the day and sensitizes the masses globally to take care of environment, reduce the use of harmful agrochemicals, pesticides, insecticides, fungicides in the environment. Let there be organic culture, organic cultivation of food crops, agriculture production. So this particular day has the theme be with eco-friendly behavior. Bees engaged in eco-friendly agricultural production. So you see there are some food items. Some are these resource from the wilderness, from the forest, and others are in the cultivation domain. But we need to appreciate that whatever we see around, each and every cultivated or domesticated food item has the wild crop relative. So, actual germplasm, which helps the scientist in improvement of food crops, fruit crops, spices, medicinal plants, they borrow superior genes from the wild germplasm, from the wild close relatives. For example, we have black gram, cicer, aritinum, which is traded, which is available in the market, which we are cooking in the kitchen, but its wild crop relative is in the alpine mountains of Ladakh, Leh, at Lalung in Kargil, in the high mountain passes of Changthang, on way to Pangong, we come across the wild gram plant that is called cicer microphyllum. Likewise, we have many strawberries. We are familiar with strawberries, Fragaria, Vesca, which is under cultivation. But there is a wild crop relative, Fragaria nubicola, in the forest. And there is a other mock strawberry, which is Potentilla indica, with yellow flowers. In case of true strawberry, we have white flowers, but mock strawberry has yellow flowers. And here is another plant which although looks like strawberry, but this is not strawberry, rather it is named as raspberry. And in Dogri language it's called akhre, and the plant is named as khadi or khadi. In Hindi, this fruit, which is a wild raspberry, golden raspberry or Himalayan raspberry, in Hindi it is named as Gauri Phal or Hinsalu. And there is association of a bird, short-winged Himalayan cuckoo, Cuculus micropterus, as per the folk mythology. In Dogra region, people often associate the calls of this shy bird, cuckoo-like bird, which is found in the dense forest in the hills. This is the time if we visit any tourist destination, this short-winged Himalayan cuckoo, locally named as Pyokepejo, is making some calls which translate as Ake Pake, Mani Chake, Pyokepejo, Pyokepejo. In Dogri literature, there is a very famous novel after this particular bird name, Pyokepejo, by famous Dogri novelist Deshbandhu Dogra Nutan. So in the folk literature and in the understanding by the native communities, there is unique traditional knowledge which need to be preserved, protected and transmitted down the generation line. Today is 20th May, we are observing World Bee Day, but just after 2 days and 22nd May, there's a very important day, that is International Day of Biological Diversity, where we have to focus on conservation of each and every organism, whether it is tiny wasp, fig wasp, or it is the honey yielding honey bee, or it is the hornbills or butterflies. We need to use these resources, bioresources, sustainably so they last for the future generations. So nature is able to replenish it on its own. We should not over-harvest or over-exploit. We should not go for overfishing in the sea. So that our native species there are conserved for future. The introduction of carp fish in Mansar was a great folly, where we lost our own fish species, and the introduced carp fish, which is a carnivore, it has really played havoc with the ecology of Mansar Lake. And Mansar Lake was known to have a unique medusa, coelenterate, a kind of cnidarian organism, which has been named after Mansar as Mansriella lacustris. And this find was way back in 1976 by Professor Y.R. Malhotra, M.K. Jyoti and Datta. This particular fruit, which is akha or akhra, botanically it is identified as Rubus ellipticus. Honeybee is also visiting its white flowers during spring season, and only after pollination the flowers are able to bear these delicious golden raspberries, which are often eaten by the hill people at Kalidhar, Sud Mahadev, Bani area. In Bani area in hills, basically there is another black raspberry, which is Rubus niveus or Rubus almifolius. In Kashmir it's called shansh. And many other species of rubus, they are also have the edible raspberries. So honeybee day, we can see this fruit, which is a wild resourced fruit and consumed by humans, but this supports the wildlife. Many birds, even honeybees, as a bee forage, it is being pollinated by insects, entomophily. This is an entomophilous plant, and then this is the native to a wilderness, also known as the Gauri Phal or Hinsalu. And there is another wild fruit which is called as kafal. In Uttarakhand, it's also named as kafu, or in Hindi, it's called as kaifal. In Sanskrit, it's called katphala. Because if we look at the fruits, they look very as if they have been cut. Skin is not smooth, so this got its name as katphala. Even its bark has many layers, and that soft bark, it has earned another Sanskrit name is Mahavalkal. And the roots and bark of this kafal, this is a kafal fruit, but its bark and roots are also included in the Chavanprash. That is the unique thing by various companies. Chavanprash is a health tonic which has amla also and harad also, and beside harad amla we have etaset boravia, we have Martinia annua, even sesame, even Vigna species, and the plants like Giloi, Tinospora cardifolia. So our forefathers, they were the healers using the natural herbs, shrubs, trees, barks, roots, flowers. So this kaifal is very useful medicinal fruit which is found in the Himalayas. Summer is often considered as the season of mangoes, but mangoes grow in the plains, not in the high hills. In the mountains, in the hills, we have this fruit which is so popular among natives, especially in Uttarakhand, where it has been declared as the state fruit of Uttarakhand. It is sold in the market, and marginal communities earn livelihood after selling this medicinal plant, which is botanically identified as Myrica esculenta, sometimes also named as Morella esculenta. And there is another species which is found in China, Japan, which is called as Myrica rubra. In fact, Myrica rubra is the national symbol of Tokushima, capital of Shikoku Island in Japan. And even in Japanese poems, we find mention of this fruit, which in English is called as bayberry, box myrtle, or yum berry. This is also found in North America, South Africa, Southeast Asia, China, Nepal, Japan, Indonesia. In India, this is found in Northeast, Meghalaya, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, and in Jammu Hills. In Jammu Hills, we find it near Shivkhodi at Sangad forest, which is a oak rhododendron forest. So this is the associate of oak quercus leucotrichophora and rhododendron arboreum, which locally we call it as Jew or Borans or Ikkargul or Hardul. Myrica esculenta fruits ripen in April-May, and the flowers are tiny, and the tree is dioecious, male and female separate trees, but these flowers are also listed as bee forage for the honey bee. So honey bees also collecting some kind of pollen from the flowers of this. So we have the male flowers and female flowers on separate trees. So in Bilawar Forest Division near Ramkot, there is a Chodmotu area. There also we find some trees of Kaffal, Myrica, Esculenta, or Morella Esculenta. Then on way to Bani, near Cardonala, again there is small population of Myrica esculenta trees, and these are nitrogen fixing trees, and mostly they grow in nitrogen deficient soils, especially in more impoverished soils. Male trees grow, and female trees mostly they are restricted to nutritionally rich soils. Myrica esculenta fruit, root, bark is useful in the treatment of asthma, jaundice, especially in Meghalaya. Local tribes use it as a remedy for jaundice, cough, diarrhea. Even bark decoction is supposed to be hepatoprotective. Some people are claiming the fruit juice as even anti-cancerous. It can cure various kinds of ulcers. Such a unique fruit. It is also visited by the honeybee as a bee forage, though pollination is supposed to be carried out by wind also, wind pollination, because flowers are insignificant. They are very minute. They don't have any nectar. So these flowers are not visited by butterflies. We have so many other fruits, nuts. For example, we have walnut, Juculans regia. We have almonds. That's Prunus dulcis. And all these flowers are visited by the honeybees. We have even lemon, Citrus medica, or we have Melis domestica, apple blossoms, almond blossoms, cherry blossoms, or plum blossoms, all are visited by honeybees. This is cucumber, and we also have wild cucumbers. The domesticated cucumber is Cucumis sativus, no doubt, but we have the Solina heterophylla as a wild cucumber, which is available in the wilderness and is a close relative of cucumber. We have many other trees. For example, Persian lilac. So this particular fruit is of drink, locally called as dracole. These round, wrinkled bead type fruits, which are also known as China berry tree. But these acorns are basically the nuts obtained from Quercus leucotrichophora. Quercus leucotrichophora is associate of Myrica esculenta in the hills. So we also have tomatoes and lot of diversity in the tomatoes. We had the indigenous small sized tomatoes, locally named as Changan in Dogri, or cherry tomato sometimes. And then lot of cultivars have been bred these days, and we have many biotechnological improvements in the Solanum lycopersicum tomato crop also. So when we celebrate World Bee Day, we need to know honeybees, which we find usually in the wilderness, very large size giant honeybee, that is Apis dorsata, and they are very aggressive. If they attack, then they can prove fatal also. Such is the ferocity of the giant honeybee, Apis dorsata. But Apis florii is a dwarf bee, small sized bee, which is quite friendly and it shows decent social behavior. Sometimes we also have the beekeeping, and in beekeeping we have another species, Apis serrana. Another species which yields honey is Apis mellifera. In fact, Apis is the Latin name for bee. And mellifera, melli means honey, fera means bearing, which is providing us honey. Insect which is providing us honey, or bee bearing honey, is called as honey bee, and scientific zoological name is Apis mellifera based on this. So on this World Bee Day, let us improve our lifestyle. We need to be friendly with the environment, and we need to discourage the use of harmful agrochemicals. We need to reduce pollution. We need to conserve all wild flowers, wild herbs, wild shrubs, wild trees, because they may not be looking directly relevant to us or useful to us, but they act as bee forage. And their unique phytochemistry or their unique role in the ecosystem cannot be undermined or underestimated. So on World Bee Day, we need to focus on honeybees, how honeybees work and what we can learn. And honey is such a useful food which has been recommended by the Ayurvedic practitioners and even Unani practitioners in the cure of many diseases. So this is a health tonic.